Hi guys, welcome to Sherrod's Lunchbox. Now in today's episode, we have Richie Yip of Infighting. Richie talks to us about social media and MMA fighting and a lot more coming up next.
My name is Richie Yip and I'm a teacher. If I had an expertise in English or mathematics, I would teach math or English. But right now, the only thing that I know is martial arts. So I teach martial arts, and teaching is what makes me feel full, complete. It makes me wake up in the morning, imparting information to others, explaining things that are vague and mysterious, and helping people have a higher degree of understanding is what makes me feel complete as an individual. So I define myself as a teacher. Martial arts is just simply the medium that I teach. I started studying martial arts when I was 21, and I fell in love with it. I immersed myself in it fully, sort of became this martial arts geek where I started just studying as much as I possibly could. At the time, I had a fairly good job, and I was living with my parents, and I had a lot of disposable income. So I just basically went and hired all these private instructors. I hired private instructors for weaponry, and I had a boxing coach, and I studied Wing Chun, and I studied all these different things, and I just practiced as much as I possibly could. And it was just a short series of accidents and mishaps that basically brought me to where I am today, where I'm teaching for a living. And the whole thing started in 2004. The whole thing started in 2004 in Christmas of 2003. A good friend of mine and my instructor, Tim Shears, he said to me, he was, "Hey Richie, why don't you quit school and I can get you a full-time job teaching for me." And I was in school at the time and I wasn't really enjoying it, and I was actually in school studying to become a teacher. Right? And I wasn't really enjoying school, and I thought, well, I already teach martial arts, so I'm just gonna go and continue on that path. And that's where it all started. And then in January 2004, that's when I quit everything and started teaching full time. And it's just been a crazy roller coaster ride since. All the different styles, the basic ones incorporate punching with your hands, striking with your hands. There's kicking, right? So striking with your feet. And then everything from striking with your elbows and striking with your knees. We also do grappling arts. The most predominant art that I teach for grappling is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It was made famous by Royce Gracie in the UFC, where he was able to dominate much larger opponents just with his body positioning and his leverage. And that's what we offer here at Infighting. Privately, I also teach weaponry, stick fighting, knife fighting. It's such a broad spectrum. It's such a broad spectrum of people that come to see me. The youngest person I've ever taught was 15. That was the youngest person. The oldest student that I have right now is 56, and he's a retired cop. And he is just this tough old man and just cool as hell, and everything in between. I have housewives. I have right now there are 7 lawyers in Infighting in this school. There's all these lawyers. I have accountants. I have stockbrokers. There's computer programmers. There's software developers. There's everything. It actually is right now. I think it's just from the marketing, the website, the way it looks, the marketing that I'm using. It's a little bit softer, like the colors I'm using, and some of the wording as well it's just brought more women, and especially in the last 2 years, there are just as many women in Infighting as there has been men. And for as long as I've been doing martial arts, it was always a male-dominated activity. Usually you would walk in and there would be a room full of dudes and there would just be a couple of girls. And that was just the nature of the activity. And right now, Infighting is 50-50. There's just as many women as men, and it's quite extraordinary. The most prominent component, aspect of social media for me has been YouTube. YouTube has been enormous. I like to think that the product is me teaching. It's not so much the facility. It is me sharing the information as well. Part of the product is the actual experience in the group class, hanging out and training with a bunch of really cool people, and that is shared through video. That's the best. That is the best medium for that. You can write about it. You can try to explain it in an email, but it just doesn't hold true. And I thought, man, I just got to videotape myself. And I started doing it about 2 years ago, where I just made a few clips and I just put it onto YouTube, and it was just a fun thing that I did. And the responses from YouTube were really extraordinary. People were commenting, and the comments were very generous. They were really, really kind. And from there, it just snowballed. It sparked an interest in me trying to go and expand on that. And right now, there's almost 300 little clips of boxing techniques, kicking techniques, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu techniques, training drills, training methods, all for martial arts, all for free on YouTube. And as well, it's actually helped propagate search engines for infighting. So infighting martial arts or infighting.ca, it's found very readily through Google, and that's from specifically having so many YouTube clips that link directly to infighting. As well, when people are kind of questioning whether they want to start martial arts or not, basically I just send them to my YouTube channel and I say, this is me, I'm teaching, right? Here's all these examples of things that you would be learning on a daily basis. Is this something that you would be interested in bringing into your life? And so right away they can see themselves like, yeah, I would like to learn how to do this technique or that technique and have these things explained to me by this individual, as opposed to this faceless person on the other end of the phone, or via email where my personality cannot be expressed. So YouTube has been enormous, and I recommend it to anybody. The best way is on the website. Infighting is the portal which most people can find me. That you can email me directly, and I'll be happy to answer any question that you have.